Ten Hag's here to stay. Ten Hag's here to stay. Now, let's calm down, everyone. Once we get the calm here and all that, let's digest what's going on. Erik Ten Hag has signed a new one-year extension to his contract. Now, let's get serious here. A one-year deal. I'm a bit surprised, to be honest with you. Does this show solidarity with the manager? Does a one-year extension give solidarity to the manager? I think I'm a little bit disappointed it's only 1 year. Let me just write this tweet. So I'm a little bit disappointed it's only 1 year. I'm a bit upset it's only 1 year, because does that really show support for the manager? Now, for me, this seems like a more cautious deal. It seems like it's a deal that is been signed with caution. Whether that's because of Ten Hag or because of Ineos, that remains to be seen. We don't know, so it could be because of Ten Hag. It could be because of Ineos. Maybe Ineos didn't want to jump. Maybe Ineos didn't want to show too much support in regards to Ten Hag. But in my opinion, Ten Hag has earned the right to have a new contract at Manchester United. He's earned the right to have another chance, really, in a structure that, is better. And 1 year is enough for him to prove himself. Well, he's got 2 seasons, hasn't he? So he's got next season and he's got the season after. So that should be enough. 1 more season, it should be enough to prove himself, especially with the new ownership and the new structure, the business model that's on top of him. I think it would be a very wise move to give him a 1 year extension and not a 5-year extension like we have done in the past. Giving Erik Ten Hag a 5-year extension, of course, is something that we would have done in the past. And I think we shouldn't commit ourselves too much. I love Ten Hag. I think he's the right man for the job. But we shouldn't commit ourselves too much. 1 year is a good deal. Next season, if Ten Hag completely smashes it, gets into the Champions League, wins us a trophy, maybe even challenge for the league title, I don't know. We can explore avenues on giving him an extension on even that 1 year, can't we? I'm totally behind this manager. I believe in this manager. I believe in Ten Hag. I believe Ten Hag's the right man. No manager in the world, I think, could cope with the mitigating circumstances that he dealt with last season. Nobody. The guy should be heralded as some kind of genius rather than hated upon and given so much slack last season from not only the media, but a portion of the fan base. Not looking at what happened last season, not understanding the true nature of what goes on at football clubs. When you have the Rashford situation and you have the Ronaldo situation initially, then you have the Greenwood situation you adopted whilst you came to the club. Then you have the Anthony situation. Then you have the Maguire situation. Then you have the Sancho situation. Then you have the late takeover process. Yet he still inputted an element of class and respect. He gave nothing but respect and class as a manager last season. He embedded what a Manchester United manager should be. Trusting the youth, believing in the youth, winning a trophy despite all the troubles that went before him. He won a trophy. They are big, more performing sides than us who have not won a trophy this year. We went out and won a trophy. Ten Hag won a trophy. 2nd trophy in 2 years. 3rd final in 2 years. It has nothing but respect, and Ten Hag deserved that respect. You guys are online. You guys are online calling Ten Hag pathetic. You're calling me pathetic. You're calling people writing letters to Ineos pathetic. Now, who's the pathetic one? 1 year extension. We'll take that because you will see a different Manchester United. I hope we get all our players in before the pre-season. I hope we get all the backroom staff in by the start of next season. You will see a different Manchester United next year. You will see Ten Hag. Ten Hag had the grit between his teeth last season, didn't he? He had that little bit of grit. He was answering back to the journalists. Alan Shearer, the prat, he was answering back to him too. He was answering back. He was showing a little bit of fight, a bit of grit. Me against the world. And those players performed in the FA Cup final for him. Those players performed for him. They fought for him. They gave their all, 100%. That's the reason I was signed Amrabat. That's the reason. That's the reason I was signing a player like Amrabat. Gave 100% in the final. People like Licha Martinez will give their life and soul for this manager. It's time we start believing in this manager now. Support the team you grew up supporting. Support the shirt. The first football jersey you ever put on in your life. Although some of you may have not. You may have changed the jersey. You might have changed the jersey a few times. Who knows? Could be. I congratulate Erik Ten Hag on this new deal. I believe he just needed next season. He just needed next season. He would have shown you anyway. But this 1 year deal, I'm happy with. No, it's not like a sacrifice of belief from Ineos. But it's enough. Ten Hag is the manager for 2 seasons. But next season, you'll see a change. Next season, you will. And you can hit me with it. Hit me with your rhythm stick. Do it. I don't care. Because I believe in this manager. And I'm glad he's got this deal. I'm glad he's got this 1 year deal. I'm glad he got 1 season. I'm glad he got 1 season because I know that it will be different to this season. Because this season was awful. This season was a hell for us Manchester United fans. It was a hell for Erik Ten Hag. Can you imagine? Not only do you have these injuries, right? 60-odd injuries. Not only do you have 60-odd injuries. A record, unprecedented amount of injuries at Manchester United he had. But he had the media against him. He had a section of fans against him. Some of them with big platforms going against him, fighting against him. Big up in Dassie, Willie. What's going on? I'm happy for him too, bro. He had everything about him, everything against him last season. And this still just proves, it shows belief, it shows support for Ten Hag. We were supporting Ten Hag throughout the season. A few of us, we were there. We lost a 4-0 to Crystal Palace. We were supporting Ten Hag. We believed in Ten Hag. We know what happened last season. We know it wasn't his fault. And we know what's happened before him as well. We know. The barrage of abuse we received, the tweets we received every single day. We have people who spent their life, their days, their hours, their minutes, their seconds criticizing this manager, abusing this manager, swearing about this manager. Some of them lost their jobs, but they're still swearing at this manager. A month ago, around a month ago, there were a certain section of the fan base celebrating Ten Hag's sacking, celebrating, putting up pictures of Michael Jordan and all sorts with trophies. Tears in my eyes, all this type of things that they were doing. It was so funny. I was like, well, you know, it hasn't been announced yet. It's bad news. It hasn't been announced yet. But we stayed firm. We stayed firm, didn't we? We stayed firm and we believed in this manager. We believed all the way. We knew he's the right man. We knew that they would see sense. We knew that Ineos would see sense. We knew it, didn't we? And they did. And they have. 1 year. It's not perfect, but we don't even need 1 year. Because next season, he will show you the real Ten Hag. We will enter next season more prepared. We will enter next season with our players through the door, hopefully, fingers crossed. We will enter this season with this new setup. Ten Hag, Ruud van Nistelrooy, Rene Hake, they're going to cook, and they're going to burn whoever is against us next season. We are Manchester United, we are the Red Devils, and we will burn you next season because we are Manchester United. And you support this manager, you support this club, you support this ownership, you support these players who want to play for this manager, not these players who want to down tool and pretend they're injured when the going gets tough. Rebel Red, 100%. It is a new generational thing, and it's a sad thing. Unfortunately, sad people don't understand where we came from. Where did Manchester United come from? When I started supporting Manchester United, we were 20 without a title. We didn't win the title for 20 when it hit 26 years. That's when we won the title. I was a fan of United when 20 years we hadn't won a title. We were a cup team, right? We were a cup team, and I believed. I saw something in these players. I saw something in the manager that I hadn't seen before. I was a kid, but I could see Sir Alex Ferguson. I could see. He was the man. He was the man. 21 years without a title. I believed in this manager. I believed in him. I saw signs. No drinking. None of that. Great players. Great players like Paul McGrath being let go because of drinking, because of things like that. They got to believe in him now, and Dassy. They got to believe in him. Otherwise, just go and support another club. They need to go and support another club. Why don't they go like Mike L.U.G., the Love United, Hate the Glazers? Why don't they go off on his direction and support Real Madrid? Because, they welcome glory hunters there. We will get back to where don't worry about us. We will get back to where we belong. The cream always rises to the top. We will get back to where we belong. But we got receipts, right? We got receipts. Exactly, Rebel Red. Becoming the best, becoming the greatest team in the world, it doesn't happen overnight. Manchester United have so many problems, so many issues to this day that we've never had really since Sir Alex Ferguson took over the club. We've never had that many problems. But more than ever, I believe, more than ever. People say, oh, Mourinho, we were positive on Mourinho. I was positive, of course. We signed Pogba. We signed, these players like Ibrahimovic and blah, 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 experienced players. We signed these players. But deep down, I didn't really think he was right. I didn't. But why do I think Erik Ten Hag is right? I didn't think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was right. I love Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I was at the new camp in 1999. I love Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We sang his name every single game. But I didn't think he was right for Manchester United as a managerial capacity. I didn't think he was right. He wasn't right. I respect Solskjaer to this day. I love Solskjaer to this day. Exactly, Rabbi. Sir Alex Ferguson, he got rid of the drinking culture. He got rid of all that. People were complaining when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was too soft. He's too soft with the players. He's too soft. But when we get a manager who is disciplined, who won't take spoiled brats in training, not running, not putting 100% off, who won't take it, and will mention it in the press conference if they don't buck up their ideas. Survival of the fittest in this game. This game is survival of the fittest. This is what winning is about. Now, Manchester United have signed a year extension to Ten Hag, and I'm just going to bring you Ten Hag's quotes here, right? I'm very happy to have reached an agreement with the club to continue working together, said Ten Hag. Looking back at these past 2 years, we can reflect with pride on the 2 trophies and many examples of progression from where we were when I joined. Facts. This group of players and staff have already shown they are capable of competing and winning at the top level. Now we need to do it more consistently. With our strengthened football leadership team now in place, we are looking forward to working hand in hand. Now, this is a quote from David Brailsford, right? With our strengthened football leadership now in place, we are looking forward to working hand in hand with Erik to achieve our shared ambitions for this football club. With Ruud van Nistelrooy and Rene Hake coming through the door, we have nothing but excitement, nothing but to be positive about. Rene Hake won't take no crap Ruud van Nistelrooy will teach these players how to score goals. We are building, guys. There's something going on here, right? There's something going on here. And you can quote me to the cows come home. I supported this club nearly 4 decades, right? Well, over 4 decades now. Bloody hell, time is going fast. I'm in my 40s, you know? And I'm supporting this club, and I always have been supporting this club. I feel something with Ten Hag now. I believe in his eye for talent. The way he brought through Mainu and Garnacho, now full internationals, right? The way he's going to bring through Harry Amas next season, Shia Lacey next season. Even players like Mbwala, who are not quite ready, were brought through last season, but will be better off next season. There's certain things that you have to look at. There's certain things that you have to see. Yes, the results are not good enough. Yes, 8th is not good enough. But look at it. Look at it from far away. Look at it subjectively, objectively, whatever you want. Look at Sir Alex Ferguson when he came 13th. If we pulled the plug on Sir Alex Ferguson, we'll be sitting here like Tottenham Hotspur. Oh, we were once successful in the 60s. If some of these fans, right, acted like they do with Tottenham and teams like that, but we believed in Sir Alex Ferguson in the end. You know, I believed in Sir Alex Ferguson. It was just we kept sacking managers. We were a sacking club. We sacked Ron Atkinson. Ron Atkinson was a brilliant manager. A brilliant manager. But he weren't quite right. Mourinho was a brilliant manager, but he weren't quite right. We're turning into a cup team. Under Ron Atkinson, we were a cup team. But next season and the season after, we're going to show these guys. We aim for the stars. If you aim for the stars, at least you'll fall on the clouds. It's better than falling in the mud. We need to believe in this team now. We have the structure. And Ten Hag's going to cook. We're not taking any prisoners now. We are Manchester United. People die for this club. We fight for this badge. And the fans should fight as well for this badge. Not give up when it gets a little bit windy. I look at some of these fans and I look at them, they can't even look after their own cholesterol, let alone talk about a football club. Manchester United and Ten Hag have my support. Ineos have my support. And we go from here. We move on to next season. We must start well. We must beat Fulham convincingly, and we set the stall out for the rest of the season. Akash, nice to see you, mate. I hope you're doing well. I agree, Akash. I agree, and I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, Akash. The 1 year doesn't fill me with like confidence in Ineos' belief in Ten Hag. It doesn't. But there are players at that club right now who are fighting for him. And Ten Hag needs to tell Ineos right now, this player, that player, this player, that player need to go because they're a distraction. He needs his own players in. And I'm hoping that we do bring our own players in. I'm hoping we bring our own players in so that Ten Hag can start afresh and we don't have players there who've been there since the Van Gaal days leaking out information to the media. We've got 2 years, guys. 2 years. If Ten Hag falls flat on his face, okay. Cook me. But at least I'm believing in this strike. At least we're doing something that is different than what we've done before. Just sacking managers. Keep sacking managers again and again and again and again, expecting different results. Taking more bricks from the past. Building the same house that keeps falling down with the same bricks from the past. That's what we keep doing for the last 10, 11, 12 years. Exactly, Rebel. 11th, 13th, 6th, and then 1st. You believe. Spot on, Akash, yeah. Big up, man. You believe in this process. We're taking bricks from the past. We're using the same bricks we used for Van Gaal. We're using the same bricks we used for David Moyes. We use the same bricks we used for Jose Mourinho. We use the same bricks we used for even Ryan Giggs, Carrick, Ragnick, and Mourinho, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We're using the same bricks, and we're building the same house. We're not renewing those bricks. We're using the same one. But this is the same house that collapsed so many times. Why do we keep using the same bricks if it keeps collapsing? Trust the process, Rebel. Big up. We keep using the same bricks. Now we got some new bricks. We got some new bricks, and we're going to build a new house, a solid house that's going to be there for a long, long time. And you rivals better ready. You rivals better. You can carry on laughing at United. You can keep laughing at United with your reserve managers and B-Tech Ten Hags, right? You can laugh at us with your Arnie Sloths, Charlie Sloth, whatever it was. I don't know who you got. You know, it could be, might as well be Charlie Bloody Sloth. You know, so you can have you can have your Charlie Sloths, you can have your, you know, your Marescas, right? We're going to have Ten Hag. And we're going to win things, right? And we're going to continue to win things. And I hope this message resonates to every United fan out there. I hope it resonates to everyone that we are ready. And the players, we are ready. Yeah. We've made a record. We made enough changes now. These changes are positive. These changes are positive. Ten Hag believed his backroom staff were not good enough. In comes Hake. In comes Van Nistelrooy. First sign of support. Now he needs the players in, and he needs some players out as well. Even if it's fan favourites. Even if it's fan favourites, those players need to go. If they're not up for the task, if they're not playing for the manager, if they're not giving 100% blood, sweat and tears on that pitch for a club that people died for, out the door. Out the door. Yeah, exactly. No one cares about Manchester City and their purchase success. They could have took over Leyton Orient and they would have been successful. No one cares. And you ask the rest of Europe if anyone cares about Man City. I'm in the Middle East and there's shops, Manchester City shops in the country that bought Manchester City, that purchased Manchester City. There's no one in there. You cannot buy success. It's like buying fake views on YouTube. You don't have real fans. You don't. And that's the thing. We United believed in playing in the European Cup. We believed in playing for the European Cup before you. When all the teams in England didn't want to play in Europe, they didn't believe in Europe, including Liverpool, who they celebrate their little 6 European Cups, we believed in it first. We believed in it first. And it's because of that we sacrificed ourselves for you. Now, I'm not having any Man United fan who's not going to enter next season 100% behind this club. 100% behind this club. You support Ten Hag now. No more fair weather support. No more of that fair weather support, yeah? Go and read your history. Read your history books. I know United fans who are with United. I know United fans who are with United in the 2nd division, right? In the 2nd division, the old 2nd division. I know United fans. I've met United fans. I met a United fan who was a United fan since 1970. He was from Singapore. He still supported United. He still supported even in the 2nd division. He supported them. We're nowhere near that. We are the lucky ones. We've seen it all. We've won it all. We've seen it all. I've seen it all. I was there in 99. I had tears in my eyes. Tears. I saw grown men who now I've never seen cry in my life. People I know in tears. I don't just support managers willy-nilly. If I don't believe in a project, I won't support it. I support Ten Hag. I support Ten Hag. And having watched United process everything over the last 10, 15 years, I processed everything what's gone on. I knew we would have a downturn. I knew it. I was expecting it. So Alex Ferguson was a genius. It's very hard to bring in a manager who takes over a team full of winners, full of serial winners as well. It was very hard for a manager to do that. And I've seen managers come, managers go, some of them good, some of them not so good. Why do I believe in Ten Hag? Why? It's a gut feeling that I had when Sir Alex Ferguson, in his early days, it's a gut feeling. It's just, I don't know what it is. That Mark Robins moment, you know, in one game away from being sacked, Alex Ferguson, Sir Alex Ferguson, that Mark Robins moment at the City Ground, Nottingham Forest. The FA Cup final reminded me of that a little bit. It reminded me of that game, you know, because Nottingham Forest were no mugs back then. They were quite good. You know, they're still Brian Clough, that sort of mentality. They were not rubbish. Just like Manchester City, we went out there and beat them. Manchester City 1-1-5. We went out and beat them, and we beat them tactically. Ten Hag did that. Now it's time for every single person who claims to be a Manchester United fan, who claims to be a supporter of this great club that I supported all my life. All of you now, it's time you got behind this manager. It's time you believed in this manager. And it's time you supported this club 100%. Ten Hag in, Ten Hag 1 year extension on his contract. The road starts here. The emotions start here. We're going to be in for a roller coaster ride. Yes, we will have setbacks. We will. We always have. That's what United are about. We've always had setbacks. Our greatest ever achievement were because of setbacks. In 1995, we only brought through the class of 92 because of a setback in 1995 against Blackburn. We had a setback. What did we do? We won a double. In 1998, we had a setback. What did we do? We won a treble. That's what happens. In the early 2000s, in 2004, in 2005, someone once told me, Man United are finished. Man United are finished. That's it. It's Chelsea going to dominate. I said, no, they're not. They're not. We're coming back. Don't worry, we're coming back. Yeah, it was rebel. It was just like that. It gave me reminiscence. It gave me flashbacks, you know. And they told me that Chelsea would dominate for years, and they didn't. And they didn't dominate for years. We came back. We built a new team. So Alex Ferguson built a new team and won the title 3 times in a row. Got to 2 European Cups. Won 1 European Cup final. In fact, he got to 3 European Cup finals. But the team he built in 2006, 7, 8, 9, 10, that team was being built in 2004, 2005, and we were getting mocked. We were getting roasted. But I said, listen, you do not turn your back against Sir Alex Ferguson. And I will not turn my back against Sir Alex Ferguson because I know what he's capable of. Now, I've seen things with Ten Hag. I'm not comparing him to Sir Alex Ferguson. I've seen things with Ten Hag that are reminiscent of Alex Ferguson, kind of reminiscent of Alex Ferguson, believing in the youth. And you will see more of that. You will see some players coming through next season again. You will see more of that. I've seen parallels with Alex Ferguson. Now, I'm not going to look at, no disrespect, I'm not ageist, but I'm not going to look at a guy who's been supporting United since 2004 and try and take his opinion seriously because he hasn't witnessed it like I've witnessed it. He cannot remember. I'm not going to take a guy who was 2 years old in 1999, you know? I've witnessed it. I'm not none of them guys. I'm not them guys on them fan channels who pretend to be Man United fans. But thrive of us losing, that thrive of us conceding goals because Ten Hag, they don't want him. Now that's what's pathetic. Glory, glory, Man United, and we will never die. Hated, adored, but never ignored. Ten Hag's army go marching on. Even if it's for only 1 year more, we go marching on. And believe me, this isn't the end of that journey. That journey will be extended again. And we will show you that journey. We will remind you of that journey. We have more receipts than my grandma's purse. We got so many receipts from all these people from last season. I was criticized. Some of those people have been on this channel. I DM'd these guys. I said, you've got a problem with me, say it, innit? Mention names. Nah. Cowards. It's not about you, bruv. It's not about you, bruv. No. It's about that guy, bruv. It's not about you. Cowards. Oh, a lot of them all cowards, you know. I just hope now that they get behind the team, they get behind the manager, and everything works out next season for the best with the fans, because they're not good for you. Don't listen to those fans that celebrate losing. Don't listen to those fake Twitter accounts that hate Ten Hag. Guys looking like bums online, you know, like with their pictures and of Ten Hag, calling him a bald fraud and blah, blah, blah. You know, when you think about United, and I think about it deep, I think about it deeply, right? I think about United deeply. When you call certain managers names or players names, in particular 20-year-olds, at the time Rasmus Højlund was 20, right? Garnacho is 19, 20, right? When you abuse these players and you call them certain names, I go back to, I wasn't even born, right? But I go back to the 60s and the 50s and the 70s. And I think about our history and I think about our legends, you know, and I think about, that's not a Man United fan. That's not a Man United fan. When we were playing, when the class of 92 came through the system and started getting into the team, right? These class of 92 players did not have it all rosy, right? They didn't have it all rosy. There were times when it was very messy, guys. We had a little glimpse against Barcelona when we lost 4-0. We had a little glimpse when we lost 3-0 at home to York City in the League Cup. We had a little glimpse of it. We knew, but some of them fell off. Some of them players fell off. It's not always going to be rosy. We built a team. We lost 6-3 with that team. We lost 5-0 with that team. We got smacked up a lot of times with that team. And then Hansen did indeed say we couldn't win anything with kids. When we lost 3-1 to Aston Villa, I took the positive. I saw that goal from Beckham. Class. I said, don't worry. It's a one-off. This is a new team. We're going to play West Ham in midweek and we're going to beat West Ham. We beat West Ham 2-1. We beat Blackburn 2-1 at Ewood Park. The Blackburn, right? The champions, right? We beat them. We moved, and from then the momentum started, and that's all it takes, a spark. We have the foundations there. We have the youth coming through. We have Ten Hag. We have all of these players, all of these factors. We have Van Nistelrooy coming back, René Hake coming back. We have a backroom staff. Now we're building. Now we're starting to do something. We're starting to do something great. Guys, please don't forget to smash a like on the video and subscribe to my channel. Well, I'm going to have videos like this all season. Next season, it's going to be emotional. It's going to be emotional. I'm going to be here. I'm going to be backing this club. I'm going to be supporting this club. Yes, there'll be bad days. I'm not saying there's never going to be bad days. Yes, we will lose games. I'm not saying we're not going to lose games. Every team loses games. But we've got to look at the bigger picture. We've got to look at the bigger picture, right? We have to support this manager. And those are not supporting the manager, those are sitting there, arms crossed, well, wait till next season when he loses. Watch what I'm going to say. Well, they're all going to come crawling out the woodwork. Don't worry about that. They're all going to come crawling back. We know what they're going to do. They're all going to come crawling out the woodwork. Congratulations to Erik Ten Hag. Now, Ineos, get him the players he needs. Get him the players he needs. Red Bull, I look forward to seeing you there, man. We'll collaborate and everything, man. We'll have a roller coaster ride next season. Don't worry. There's going to be ups and downs, but we will be here, and I believe in this process. But I beg Ineos, I beg them, please, bring in the players Ten Hag needs. Get rid of the players Ten Hag doesn't want. Do it. I sound like Ben Stiller. Do it. Do it. Just do it. We don't want half-done jobs. We need the job fully done. We do. I believe our team is better than it was showing last season, but we still need players in there. We've got a very thin squad, right? Especially players leaving. We've got a thin squad. Varane is gone. Need to be replaced. Let's get this De Ligt deal over the line. Let's get this Branthwaite deal over the line. Let's get this Gutierrez deal over the line. Let's get this Ugarte deal over the line. Let's get this Xerxes deal over the line. Let's do it. Let's bring it. If anyone doesn't want to play, say it as it is. Say it as it is. If Rashford doesn't want to play for United anymore, tell Ashwood that you don't want to play for us anymore. Any player, if you don't want to play for United anymore, if you don't want to give 100% on the pitch, if you don't want to play for Erik Ten Hag, the door is there. Use it. Use it. Go ahead. Use that door. We don't need any mercenaries. We don't need any sport brats and moany guys in the dressing room moaning. As Jose Mourinho said, isn't it? Ba 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 ba. We don't need any of those players. We don't need any more of those players. We don't want any more tweets. We don't want any more leaks. We don't want that anymore. We don't want any more little minor injuries that are going to keep me out of a big game. We don't want that anymore. This is a new United, and this is the start of something massive. Guys, people in the chat, God bless you, man. Thank you so much for joining me. Please subscribe. Please drop a like. Please spread the message. Ten Hag's army starts here. This is the community that is worth joining. This is the one. Guys, all the best, yeah. Peace.